The Detroit Pistons and New Orleans Pelicans just put on an absolute scoring clinic. Holland looked like a future star, Jalen Duren controlled the paint, and CJ McCollum was playing like he was in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. But how did Detroit manage to hold off New Orleans in a wild 136-130 showdown? What does this game tell us about both teams moving forward? Let's break it all down. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to Basketball Insider USA for the latest NBA breakdowns, trade rumors, and player analysis. Hit that like button and let's get into it. The Pistons came out firing on all cylinders, pushing the pace and setting the tone from the jump. Their ball movement was crisp, their energy was high, and they completely caught the Pelicans off guard. By the end of the first quarter, Detroit had built a 36-27 lead. And leading the charge? Holland. The rookie was in attack mode from the start. Aggressive drives, smooth pull-ups, and a willingness to create for his teammates. He finished the night with 26 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, matching his career high. The confidence in his game is growing, and it's becoming clear that Detroit has something special in this young star. But Holland wasn't the only one stepping up, because Jalen Duren was a beast down low. Duren owned the paint, finishing with 22 points and 12 rebounds. His combination of strength, athleticism, and touch around the rim made him nearly unstoppable for the Pelicans' front court. He was everywhere, grabbing offensive boards, contesting shots, and throwing down some nasty dunks that had the crowd on their feet. And don't forget Marcus Sasser and Dennis Schroeder. Sasser provided instant offense with 20 points, knocking down key shots when Detroit needed them. Schroeder controlled the tempo, adding 16 points and 5 assists. His ability to navigate the defense and find his teammates was crucial in keeping the Pistons' offense flowing. But despite Detroit's hot start, the Pelicans refused to back down. CJ McCollum put on a scoring masterclass, dropping a ridiculous 40 points. Every time the Pistons tried to pull away, McCollum had an answer. He hit deep threes, step backs, floaters in the lane, you name it. This was vintage CJ McCollum, and he kept New Orleans in the fight all night long. Another bright spot for New Orleans was Jordan Hawkins, who stepped up with 25 points. His ability to space the floor, knock down threes, and attack the defense off the dribble made him a crucial factor in keeping this game close. Now, we have to talk about the players who weren't on the floor, because both teams were missing some serious firepower. For Detroit, Cade Cunningham was out with a calf injury, which meant other players had to step up in his absence. For New Orleans, Zion Williamson was sidelined with a lower back contusion, and Trey Murphy III is out for the season with a shoulder injury. Zion's absence was huge because without his dominant presence inside, the Pelicans struggled to slow down Duren and the Pistons' attack in the paint. Despite McCollum's heroics, Detroit stayed in control when it mattered most. In the closing minutes, Holland attacked the basket, Schroeder made clutch plays, and the Pistons locked in defensively to secure the win. This win was a big one for the Pistons. They now improved to 39-32, keeping them in the thick of the Eastern Conference playoff race. For the Pelicans, this loss drops them to 19-52, and with Zion still out, they have a lot of work to do if they want to turn things around before the season ends. This game showcased the Pistons' growing chemistry and their young stars stepping up under pressure. Holland continues to prove he's a future cornerstone, Jalen Duren dominated the paint, and Detroit's offense looked more fluid despite missing Cade Cunningham. On the other side, CJ McCollum carried the Pelicans with an elite scoring performance, but their lack of interior presence without Zion Williamson was a glaring issue. New Orleans struggled to contain Detroit's relentless attack inside, and their defensive lapses cost them down the stretch. Are the Pistons building something special, or is this just a hot streak? And can the Pelicans fix their defensive struggles before it's too late? Let me know in the comments. So what do you think? Are the Pistons proving they can make a serious playoff push, or do they still have work to do? And what's next for the Pelicans? Can they turn things around, or is this season slipping away? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you love NBA breakdowns, trade rumors, and player analysis, make sure to subscribe to Basketball Insider USA. We bring you in-depth game recaps and the latest NBA news every week. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. See you in the next one.